Welcome to the Goddess Collective. In this video, Chelsea and I discuss the Shift webinar, which is happening on February 6th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Stay till the end of the video to receive a promo code for free registration.
Thinking about money, and I was like, it was an interesting energy. Like, there was a bunch of jobs that I wanted to apply to, but I was late. The postings came out 10 days ago, and I was like, oh, should I apply? Should I not? And I was like, whatever, I'll just apply. And then if something, maybe they didn't find somebody for the position yet, and they liked me or something, So yeah, I was just thinking about life and what I want and money last night. So I applied for the jobs. So we shall see.
Congratulations.
But yeah, money is an interesting concept.
It is. It is. I think that's where I'm learning,
Mm-hmm.
Just generally, I'm learning. And it's become easier to learn about it when I realize that, number one, I don't have to know everything. And number two, I can simplify it.
Yeah.
One step at a time, not overly oh, I need to do everything all at once, because that's all that pressure is just not.
Yeah. The pressure is what we're removing, once you remove, I really understand now, when Kevin would say, you gotta get out of debt, you gotta remove the financial pressure, because it's you're able to think clearer when you don't have that pressure on you, because when you're always thinking about I can't afford that, I can't do this, I can't do that, it's you're pretty much trying to I don't know, it's not you're controlling the outcome, but you're putting those limitations on yourself. You're not opening yourself up to receive the help that is coming in, you're just closing yourself off. I can't afford that. But we have witnessed instances where we were I can't afford that, low key, but we're I don't know, if it happens, it happens. And then it's just something comes in and you get the money that you needed, or the help that you needed for free or in some sort of exchange. So I think removing the how, I guess, of how things come in, really not focusing on the how, because anything is possible when you open yourself up to receive.
Yeah, 1,000%. And receiving, I feel people just are so quick to be oh, I need money for this. Because we were that, oh, I need money for this, I don't have it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But then I think like you said, just removing the how and removing those limitations of what is needed in that time. We don't know, we don't know what we don't know. So sometimes the things that come in will come in confirmation. The things that come in are in the form of actually the thing that you need in order to get what you want. And sometimes it's in the form of a relationship. Sometimes it's in the form of I don't know, just the most randomest stuff, a random check in your mailbox. You and I have both experienced that one.
Yes.
So it's okay, I can't be restricted to me having to put effort in order to get what I want all the time. Effort physically. And
yeah.
I think mental effort is way more important. Also, I saw this TikTok video last night. Do you know who Bobby Lee is from Matt TV?
I should.
He was like the Asian guy, Bobby Lee.
Oh yeah, of course. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, there was a video on him and he was on a podcast and he was saying that like he doesn't know how much money he has.
Okay.
Accountant, like his money guy, takes care of everything. So the guy was like, what do you mean? Like, you don't know how much money you have? Like, how do you like live your life? He's like, I don't know how much my mortgage is. I don't know how much like my bills are. I don't know like anything. He's like, I just rather not know because I rather just live my life without having the pressure of like having to make more money. Like obviously his situation is different because he's like
Mhm.
made money in his life, but
Totally.
but he's like, yeah, he's just like, I'd rather not live like that. I'd rather not put that pressure on myself to know that I'm running out of money. So I just asked my money guy, like, how long can I not work for and be okay?
That's a good question
Yeah.
to ask.
And right, and the guy's like, oh, you can not work for a long, long time. So he's
Oh wow.
like, okay, so in that case, I know I'm okay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like, what do you do if you need to make a big purchase or something? He's like, I just do it. Like, it's nothing that you have to think about. Because also, I think it's having that respect for your money, even if you don't know, like at that level, if you don't know how much money you have, you must obviously use it in the millions, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I think there is also a responsibility on your part to not be like a reckless spender. And he's like a really low key kind of dude, like, you know? So I don't think he's that type of like, go splurge my life away. But at the same time, having knowing what you want so you know like this is what I need. So it's provided for always.
Yes. That part. Like knowing what you want is number one of the most important things. And like just how we were talking about like when you've been on the journey of like breaking down your beliefs towards money and you really like reverse engineer that and you're just you figure out where you're at and you understand like what has happened to you in your life like with regards to money and your beliefs towards it and you really just heal that. I think that it makes things like a lot easier when you do get the money because you're grounded in what you want and you've been in those positions before where maybe you were living beyond your means or something like that. And so a lot of people when they get a lot of money really quickly, like sometimes it doesn't always work out the best for them. They end up in a worse situation than they were before the money, so it's just like I know now I'm like everything is just for a reason. Everything that you go through and all those hardships and like those situations, like just thinking about like where I was like 2 years ago, even last year, at the beginning of last year at this time, like I had a lot of financial pressure on myself. And so all I knew was that I just wanted to feel secure in my financial situation. And I didn't know when that was going to be. I didn't know how that was going to happen. But by me not thinking about the debt and thinking about the feeling that I wanted to feel when I was like out of debt, by just like having that little switch, like thinking about the debt all the time, which is, I understand why I was in the place that I was in, because it's like, that's all I was thinking about was these numbers in my head of like, oh my God, I have so much debt over here. I have this much debt over here. But it's like, when I started thinking about like how I wanted to feel and focusing on that, like a solution literally manifested itself, at the end of the year, like I was able to relieve a lot of financial pressure. And like, it's not to say that I eliminated everything, but a huge piece of like a huge weight was lifted off of my shoulders. And that's when I, came into the realization of like how much, energy is like on your shoulders when you are in debt, because subconsciously you're thinking about it all the time, you know, like you are. So you really have to like switch that, and it's not like easy, you know, but it takes consistency, it takes discipline, but it's so worth it. And it's just a testament to the fact that like you are in control of your reality, and if you don't like something about your situation, like you can change it, you know, you can change it. As far as you've gone down the hole, you can get yourself back up. So yeah, and it feels really good.
Yeah.
One step at a time. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, congratulations to you. That is so beautiful. I love to hear it.
Thank you so much.
Um,
Appreciate you.
I think a really important part of everything that you just said is that, like, my perspective of what you said is like you knowing that you are responsible for your situation.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not that like solutions come out of thin air either. It's you making a decision that, oh, like I need to relieve this pressure, I need to remove it, and I want to change. I want to see the change, I want to feel the change. It's literally like, it's not easy, but it is that easy just to make that decision and be like, I need to shift, I need to change.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I am responsible for where I'm at. I think that is a big like, it's just like the elephant in the room. Like people don't want to address that they are responsible for their situations, and I think that's what holds them back. Like, oh, I should get money from the government, or I should get money from here, or I should get paid more from work, or I, you know, the government owes me more taxes, or like, you know, all those little things that now when I talk to people about, I low-key get triggered, but I just keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it's hard sometimes because yeah, like we've been there and we get it, but again, like I think why it triggers me is because I know that I'm taking responsibility for my situation. And I think that's a big part of entrepreneurship as well. Like you are responsible for every single thing, and the only way to get what you want is if you know it's you, like you are in control. And that's so empowering too, like on the other side of the spectrum, you know, like it's not like pointing the finger and being like, oh, it's my fault. It's no, like it is, you got yourself here so you can get yourself out. And I think that is so powerful.
Yeah, exactly. Like with that of taking responsibility for your situation and for, you know, everything, it's like, it's not just like I'm at fault. It's like I know that if I got myself here, then I can get myself out. So you're right. Like, yes, it is so empowering, and a lot of things can be fixed if people just like take responsibility for their situation. But again, it's not as easy as that. You know, there's a lot of, I think that's like, yeah, like personal development is one of like the main things that helps you take responsibility for yourself, for your actions, for your situation. Because yeah, like it's so easy to point the finger and say like that is why I'm the way that I am, you know? But that type of the blame game it doesn't serve anybody. Like it doesn't serve you, you know? Like you're giving your power away when you point the finger at somebody else and say you're the reason why I am the way that I am, you know? And it harbors resentment and a lot of other different emotions, and in the long run it just doesn't help you or your situation in any way. So the faster that you can take responsibility for your situation and for everything in your life and say exactly like you said, like if I got myself in this situation, then I can get myself out, and really having that self-trust, you know, and loving yourself enough to go down that journey and know that again, it's not going to be easy, but everything worth having is not easy, you know? It's such a empowering moment, and it's such a great thing to experience when you are able to get yourself out of those dark places, you know? It builds your belief, like one time after another, you build more belief in yourself, and you're able to look back on those moments and say like, wow, like I really did that. Like, you know, like there's a lot of times when I look back on situations and I'm like, okay, like I have this thing that I did and I'm so proud of myself for doing that. But then I have this thing over here that I'm struggling with a little bit. I'm not being as consistent as I want to be. Like I'm falling behind. But it's like you look at that situation and you're like, okay, if I did that, I know I can do this over here. Like I know if I put in enough work and I build my belief in myself and I keep going, I don't quit, I know that I can get to this destination and fulfill this dream or desire. So yeah, it's very empowering.
It
You're
is.
right, that word is just seals it all. It says everything about that.
Right? It is. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and yeah, it's so interesting too because a lot of the time we think, oh, this is the work that we have to do. A lot of times when I know for myself in the past when I thought about work, I'm like, what is the physical effort that I have to put in order for me to get what I want? There are
Mhm.
physical steps that need to be taken, but like 99.999% of it is all mental work.
Yeah.
And like you said, like pointing the finger and playing the blame game, like it's also important to do that because that is like also known as like doing the shadow work, like going within yourself and seeing like, why am I the way that I am? Why do I have the beliefs that I have? And some
Mhm.
of those things are out of your control. Like
Yeah.
growing up and seeing like how your parents behave with money, like that programs us subconsciously, you know? And again, it's not to say that it's their fault because they are doing the best with what they had. So you also have to have that level of like compassion towards them and
Mhm.
other people, but knowing where the belief stems from, that allows you to then shift it and grow
Yes.
from that place. And it's not a matter of knowing how, what, when, where, why. It's just knowing that you want to do it. That's it. That's like that's the most beautiful thing. It's like I know that I want to shift. And then the steps will present themselves. That's how manifestation works. It's just putting it into your awareness so your subconscious can then like give you evidence of what you're wanting. You know,
That
it's
part.
it's really interesting how that works.
Yeah, it's really amazing. It's very amazing. And it's as quick and as easy as you, like you said, saying like, I want to shift this. And it's like you're on a radio station and you're listening to 99.7 and you say, I want to listen to 99.3. And you change the radio dial and the station changes right away. And that's how your brain works. It's like the moment that you decide you want to shift, you can shift. You have that ability to do that. And rewiring your brain so that every time those intrusive thoughts come up, you're like making the conscious effort to shift that belief or that thought or that paradigm. Yeah, it's so amazing how powerful we are.
It is. It is. This leads us to our intention about this webinar that we are hosting on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It will be recorded, so if you miss it, you can catch the replay on YouTube. But I am excited because of everything that I've been able to learn since I was 16 years old till now. And really now at this point, being able to apply the knowledge, not only that, but like being able to see you go through your journey of personal development and like really witness the miracles of manifestation that has come, and like that is more evidence. So I think it's really important to be in a community where you have that example to observe. So thank you for sharing this journey with me because like it's so dope to witness, like, and just to observe your belief and see somebody else work through the emotions as well, and knowing that like you're not by yourself in this, I think that's really important. And then seeing the outcome on the other side of the rainbow, like, yo, like you did that. So cool.
Thank you. Appreciate you. And I throw the same love and respect back to you because, girl, Lord knows, you have been a rock through this journey for me. And yeah, it is so important to have people there to support you through, like you don't have to do it alone. You absolutely do not. You have people around you that, have gone through the same things and, want to see everyone, make it out on the other side and really just build that belief in self-love and just self-respect and all of the things, So it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. I wouldn't change it for anything, like I feel like back in 2019 is where, like everything changed. And it's funny because last night when I was applying for one of the jobs, they were like, put some fun facts about yourself. And I was like, I don't know. Like I was going through all the things. I'm like, what do I say? What do I put in here? Like, I don't know. I have a cat. Like, I don't know. Like, and so like, I just didn't know what to say. And so I ended up like putting in that, like, about like my passion for day trading and investing and cryptocurrency and that like, like I ended up joining an academy like 4.5 years ago. And as a result, like I was able to learn like so much about like the economy, about sorry, there's some commotion going on over there. I'm like, what's happening? About the economy and like, about how money works, how government structures work and like different things. And, throughout that journey, like I was able to experience the support and the power of like a community and how it changed everything because there was moments when I felt so alone, like feel like my family's not supporting me, my friends don't understand, like, I'm trying to go down this road, but I feel all of this resistance and I'm, succumbing to the collective energy of like, this is really hard, like, I don't want to do this anymore, like, but it's like, having the courage to persist even in those moments when, I felt alone. And it was because I had a community there to support, like we were just talking about this the other day, or like how dope is it that we have like all these people like looking out for us, like even in those moments where we like, we feel like, oh, like I don't know what I'm gonna do, I don't know, like what direction I want to go in, and then you get a call from somebody the next day like, hey, I got a business opportunity. And it's like, how dope is that? Like, and we have like our own little community that we can like chat with and talk to, and everyone can ask questions, and it's just a beautiful thing that I want people to witness and or experience. I want them to experience, like, if that is something that you're looking for, it is out there, and it's definitely a game changer.
Yeah. Like just grateful for all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So interesting because it's not that, okay, so the crazy thing is like when you talk about like the community, it's not that there was already a community. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
Again, like we just made a decision of like, I don't want to do this by myself. So being able to reach out to people within the network who are on the same journey and are doing the same thing, it's like taking that first step. Let me take the first step to reach out to somebody who I know is on the similar path that I am, and like link arms with them and just go, like let's go. And yeah, so I don't want people to think that, oh, like it's not that there aren't communities out there already, but it's like sometimes you just have to take initiative, because you taking the initiative to link with one person, like that is the start of a chain reaction, because if you guys make a decision to shift and change your trajectory of your life and you want to do better, there are other people who will be attracted to that frequency. Like you said, changing that radio dial, as soon as you do, it also changes the people that come around. And then you having the awareness to be like, oh, like this person, is actually adding value to my life, and having that discernment as well, you know, like this person does add value to my life, so let me keep them close. And it sounds a little bit selfish kind of when you say that, but honestly, like there's that saying, you know, you become like the 5 best friends you hang out with the most. You know, your income does everything, reflects the 5 people you hang out with the most. And a lot of it has to do with human behavior, like the way that people just um duplicate one another and energy wise as well.
Yeah.
So it is challenging to be the first one because it feels so like different. It feels so out of the norm to take the
Yes.
first step. But when you do, it ignites that passion within other people. And I think that's like such an amazing thing to see. So like I am really excited for our journey ahead. I'm excited for the people who decide to shift and change the trajectory of where they're going in their life, and people who just want better and know they deserve better
Yeah.
and know that they have the power to do that within themselves. I think that is a huge intention of this whole series of everything that we're doing with the Goddess Collective Network, with Legacy University, within the beauty industry as well. So yeah, it's really dope.
Yeah, I'm excited. Definitely are sharing our experiences and our opinions, and everything might not resonate with you, but we encourage everybody to do their own research and find what works for you, find what resonates with you. And don't, do your own research. Don't just take everything that we say like for fact. If there's something that you want to follow up on, definitely do that. You're definitely encouraged to do that. We had to go through, like, even with trading, like we all went through our own journeys and we all had to find something that worked for us. And so, like, what worked for you may not have worked for me. And we saw that a lot with different strategies and different things, people having success with one thing and the other person not. So it's really important to find what works for you. And sometimes it takes a little bit of trial and error, but it's great, because when you experience what you don't like or what you don't want, then you can narrow down what you do want and what you do like, and that's the easiest and best way to do that. So it's not a failure, it's not anything like that. It's, if anything, it's just market research for you to really get clear on what you want. So I am excited to assist everybody in their journeys, in their awakenings, in their shifts, and it's gonna be a great call. I'm really excited.
It is. I'm excited too. I'm excited to share what we have learned in the past 4.5, almost 5 years, and to bring it to a place where simplicity is involved, because I feel like for us, we had to really like work through the puzzle pieces and like put this thing together,
Yeah.
And so now to have a little bit of more of a core foundation, and then to be able to express that to more people, and like you said, assist them in their, awakening, their ascension, their descension, because we're going up and down always, and just their alignment to knowing who they are on a divine level. I think that is like, yeah, that is the intention. That is the core,
Yes, beautifully said. I love everything that you just said, and I think it's a great place for us to end this thing off.
Yes.
And we look forward to the call on Wednesday, where we get to do all the things that Des just mentioned. Oh, that's your confirmation. Prince is here. He's like, yep, y'all are gonna do it.
Okay, so for those of you who would like to join this call, I will link the registration link below. Please message us or comment. I don't know how it works on YouTube. Like, can they comment on the video? Or
I believe you can.
Okay, so if they comment on the video, then we can't message them directly, right?
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay. So I would say just connect with myself or Chelsea on Instagram. I'll link our Instagrams below. Send us a DM, just say shift, and you will get a promo code to waive the ticket fee or the registration fee for the Zoom, because we want to be able to just share this with as many people as possible. So yeah, we're gonna waive that fee. Just DM us and let us know that you are interested. I'll link our Instagrams below. Thank you, Chelsea, for your time, for being who you are as a divine being and sharing this journey with me. I'm excited.
I'm so excited, right? Thanks right back to you. I appreciate you in all your entirety. Very grateful for you.
Grateful for you. Have a good one. Talk soon.
Talk soon.